Today's topic is going to be double leg takedowns. Double leg takedown has always been my favorite takedown. I had some pretty good success with this when I was younger and competing, and I got a lot more successful with it as I turned my double leg attacks and converted them into a double leg system. Okay, so we're going to look at a whole system of responses now, setups and entrances into the position, transitions, and then various finishes. First game we're going to play here, we know first line of defense is my partner's head position, right? So provided my partner can keep her head right in front of me, whether I'm here, level changing, coming back up, it's going to be very difficult to gain access to my partner's legs. But as I play with these reactions, I come up and then I come back down. I'm playing with the head, pushing, pulling, framing, moving around, level changing. I'm looking for a disconnection here. And by disconnection, what I mean is I want a situation where as I start to come back up, my partner rises with me, and I'm already back on my way down to where my head is now facing my partner's chest, not facing my partner's head, okay? So we come out, maybe we're head to head, I post, I level change. I post, I level change, I go back to the head, okay? Now, let's understand there's a cost for my partner's head being too low, and that cost is gonna be front headlock. So my partner doesn't wanna be too low either. So I'm here, I go down, touching, pulling, level changing. If I feel I'm not getting the reactions I'm looking for, I'm going to invest more in the head. Okay, this is going to start standing my partner up a little bit more. Now I'm here, level changing. Once I see I can continuously get in here, now I just connect to my partner's chest, grips behind the knees, and I'm just running forward. And I break my partner's balance right down to the mat. So again, I'm here in a good wrestling stance. I post, level change. I post, I come up, I go back to the head. I post, level, back up, until I get that disconnect. I just run my partner down from here. So the way we break the balance is just by getting our head in the chest, gripping behind the knees, and taking my partner's shoulders behind her hips. Now I just run, run, run. I follow my partner down to the mat. So it's a great first game to play here. Posting, level change. Posting, back to the head. Snap back to get that nice disconnection. We run our partner down from here. I think it's important to understand that that same balance break mechanism where I have forward pressure at the front of the shoulders, backward pressure at the back of the knees can be applied laterally as well. So as my partner turns laterally on me, now my head just comes to the armpit, side of the body, and I block the side of the knee. Now I shuffle in the lateral direction, and I can run my partner down from here. So that one again, right here, back to the head, boom. As our partner turns, we just drive laterally, we run our partner down to the mat. Once again, post down, back to snapping, post down, we're in. Head comes across, run our partner down. Now, if my partner turns her hips the other way, so I'm here, level changing, snapping, back in, I get here. As she turns her hips the other way, now my head is on the inside position, so my head is no longer in the armpit. Whenever we realize this is the situation, now our shoulder position goes to the armpit. Now this double leg becomes a knee pick. Side of the knee is blocked, pressure in the armpit. I'm just gonna run in front of my partner's toes. As I run her down to the mat, I'm gonna look to steal near side underhook. Here, post, level change. Back to the head. Level change. Partner turns, comes a knee pick, run our partner down to the mat. Okay? So 3 essential blast doubles to get started. I'm here in a good wrestling stance, posting initially with the backhand, posting, level changing, posting, level changing. If I feel I'm not getting the reactions I want to threaten the head a bit. I'm here, and I'm in. If I can stay straight here, I'm just gonna run my partner right down to the mat. As I get in, my partner turns her head away from me. Now we cut across, and we get a nice double leg like so. Finally, as we're in, my partner faces the head. We run our partner down with a knee pick. We steal that near side underhook, and we come up to a nice chest-to-chest pin. All right, this will be our first takedown for today. Let's give it a shot. 2, 1, 2. So I'm here in position, I come out, I make a connection. This time I'm gonna bury my head in my partner's shoulder. I'm gonna start pushing my partner back. As she allows me to push her back a bit, I'm just gonna shove off. I come back, I make a connection, push my partner back. make a connection, I push my partner back. And I'm getting used to this pattern where we connect, we disconnect. We connect, we disconnect. And now I'm gonna time this. Now, as soon as I'm down on my knee, I'm just gonna pivot a little bit around the corner, and I'm gonna use this to come up to a nice squat position. You'll notice my hips are in, my back is straight. Now I'm just gonna shuffle my feet, and I run my partner down chest to chest. Now this is our first finish on the ground. I'm gonna look to shelf my partner's legs. So as my partner goes to heist up from here, it's difficult because she can't connect her feet to the floor, okay? Second great finish from here. I'm just gonna slide my outside knee in. I'm gonna look to step over and ride the legs. Where from here I can lock a figure four, sometimes even get into this scorpion. So now my partner goes to build up from here. Even as she builds up to an elbow, for example, now we can find our tight waist. We can attack the wrist, all sorts of good ways to control our partner down here. And then lastly, if my partner splits her legs apart, now I can control one leg, I'll just get to a Turk. So again, as my partner goes to build up now, it's gonna be very difficult. We can start breaking our partner back down. Once again, connecting, pushing my partner back. Connecting, pushing my partner back. I get my partner reaching, and now I'm in. Running my partner down. Okay? Now, another great way to attack from here. This time as I connect, I go to push my partner back. I feel my partner pushing back into me, okay? Once I feel that pushback, this is a great time to pull my partner in, and now I'm in on my partner's hips. Now, first finish from here again, we pivot, we come up, we run our partner down, and now we get to a nice finish. Once again, I get a push back, I'm in, running my partner down from here. As I get to my partner's hips, I push, she pushes back, I'm in. I feel my partner sprawl with straight hips, go ahead. I'm just gonna hit a nice cut back, and I get a nice finish like so. The idea here is as I get to my double, as my partner starts to sprawl on me here, all her weight's coming forward now, and she's essentially using me as a base of support. So once I feel her commit her weight to me, I just move around the corner, and I get a nice finish. Once again, I push in, boom, I feel that sprawl, I just turn, and I get a nice finish. Third reaction here. I push in, she pushes back. We're in on our double. This time, my partner wisely turns her hips to face my head. Now there's no cut back from here. I can't cut to my right. What I can do is pull my partner down to the ground using a technique called a dump, where I take my head down to the floor and I post. I don't have much control here because my head and hips are on the same side of the body. So as soon as my head hits the floor, I hop across, and now we're right back to all these finishes we spoke about. So again, I push in, she pushes back. Turns to face the head, drag our partner down, and we get to a nice finish. Okay? So, attacking off these connections now. As I make my connection, if I can push my partner back, I connect again, I push my partner back. I get her used to this pattern, and now I'm in. Finish one, we come up to the feet, we run our partner down. If I get a push-back reaction, now I'm just gonna drop, I pull my partner's weight overhead, and we're in here. From here with square hips, I feel my partner sprawl, I just cut the corner on my knees, and I get to this nice finish. Finally, off of that same attack, I push in, she pushes back. This time my partner turns to face the head, we drag our partner down, and we get back to this familiar spot. All right, let's give this a shot. On 2-1-2. Next, we're gonna look at some attacks from a seated guard position. So this first one, I'm gonna have a kneeling opponent, and I'm down here on my butt. Much of this seated guard system is really built off of these pulling actions, okay? But in order to have a really good guard, you wanna have both pulling and pushing based attacks. So a nice little dilemma we could play. I can get to a grip on my partner's wrist. I start bringing the shoulder forward for a nice arm drag. From here, very likely I'm going to get some pullback reactions. My partner starts pulling away, trying to break this grip. Right from here, I'm just going to flare my two legs to the outside. I bring my shoulders forward to my partner's hips. Just take my partner over with a nice double leg right from this butterfly guard scenario. So once again, down here on the ground, we control hands. We start attacking with a nice arm drag. I feel my partner pulling back and away. I just flare the legs to the side, and I get to a nice double leg finish. Okay. Now, often from here, as you go arm drag, your partner might have to stand up to try to break this grip. So now she's getting that second hand on, she's pulling away from here. As your partner's walking back, we're gonna break that grip, we're gonna let this pull us up, and we shoot right back through to this scenario. From here, if we can come back to our feet, great. Run our partner down and get to one of these finishes. As my partner stands up, goes to pull away, pulls me up to this spot, I feel my partner sprawl. Once again, I can just cut the corner and right back to finishing like we did earlier. Now, as your partner stands up, goes to break away from here. She might pull back a little more aggressively. You may even lose this grip. Okay? I can either, as my partner pulls this arm away, I can either get right back into these spots where now maybe my partner turns to face the head. We drag our partner down, we dump, we hop across. As my partner stands up and breaks that grip, if there's maybe a little more distance, we go right back to this blast double, run our partner down like so. Okay? So once again, down here on the mat, we start with a nice arm drag attack. With an opponent still on two knees, my partner goes to pull away. I just flare legs to the outside, I attack my partner's hips with my shoulders, and I come through like so. Partner looks to stand and break the grip. We allow her to pull us right up, and now right back into our earlier attacks. Finally, as my partner goes to stand up and break the grip, maybe I lose the grips altogether. No reason we can't go right to a blast double, and we come out on top. We're going to look at some examples of what's referred to as a low double leg now. So one situation, kind of classic situation on the feet, maybe I get a tie up and I'm able to drag my partner's left leg toward me. So similar to what we did at our single leg system, where I step away from the leg I want, I start dragging it toward me. Now that I get this nice angle on my partner, I could start dropping down to a knee, and as I start to drop down to my right knee here, right hand is going to reach for right ankle, head is going to go right inside my partner's knee. At the same time, my left arm is draping around my partner's right leg a little higher toward the knee. Now, in a sideways motion, I force my partner's knee open, I break the hips down to the mat, I hop across. From here, my partner goes to scramble up, we just convert right back to our previous double legs. Now I can shelf those legs, and I get to a nice finish. Again, we're here, drag that leg in, and from this nice angle, I'll break my partner down to the mat, and now we're right back to all these previous techniques. Now, we can apply this same technique from the ground. Classic scenario we see this is out of shin to shin. So maybe, for example, I tie up my partner's hands, I get to a nice shin to shin. From shin to shin, I'm gonna go wrist deep around my partner's knee, I'm gonna look to close my elbow. Now from here, I'm gonna start pitching myself down toward the side. My elbow is gonna come down, I'm gonna look to cover my partner's foot, and I grab right behind my partner's ankle. Once again from here, head is gonna come inside the knee, I break my partner's balance, I look to start coming across. As my partner goes to build up, we can go right back to grabbing those legs and getting to a nice finish. Once again, partner approaches me, we're here shin to shin. From shin to shin, we get a nice off balance effect as we start to take an angle, we come down to our elbow, cover the foot, and we reach for our partner's ankle. Head comes inside the knee, I break my partner down, I come across. As my partner goes to build up, we go right back to controlling those legs and keeping our partner down on the ground. As a third example, we can look at attacking out of supine guards like De La Riva.
Classic De La Riva situation from here. My partner looks to step over the ankle. As I feel this, I'm just gonna apply a butterfly hook. I'm gonna break my partner's balance in a forward direction as I block my partner's ankle to keep her from stepping forward. This forces my partner's hands to the floor. And now as I come up, I reach for that leg, head finds the inside of the knee, and we start to come up. As our partner looks to come up, we go right back to that classic finish. Once again, we can take an inside knee pull. We pull the De La Riva. From here, my partner looks to step over. I engage a hook, block that ankle, I get hands to the floor. As I come up, we have our angle, head inside of the knee, and we come up. Partner goes to build up. We just chase our partner back down with a nice double. We can look to shelf those legs. So 3 great examples of a nice low double leg attack. First from the feet. I make my connection. I'm able to drag that foot forward, start building to an angle. Now as I come down, I'm attacking, coming across. Partner goes to build up. We just wrestle our partner back down. From a seated guard, as my partner approaches, I gain shin to shin, and I control my partner like so. I get a nice lateral off balance. I cover the foot, head inside of the knee. Now I get my partner's hips to the floor. I come across, and we change back off to a more traditional double. Finally, out of supine guards like De La Riva, my partner steps over, I engage a hook, I get those hands to the mat, and we come up. A nice low double leg finish. We're gonna look at one of our first recoveries now. One of the things that keeps people from actually taking shots on the legs is, you're afraid that your opponent's gonna sprawl out on you, you're gonna get stuck on bottom. This is something that, everyone is kind of afraid of as they start, developing their wrestling attacks. It's just something that you absolutely have to get over. If we're gonna be successful with takedowns, you gotta get comfortable. As someone sprawls on you, you have to have reactions ready to go. So I'm here, I connect to my partner, I take a nice double leg shot, but my partner gives me a good sprawl and puts me into a front headlock situation. So our first scenario, we're gonna say, I lose my grips entirely, I'm down here on 2 elbows, my partner has a nice, good front headlock position. And now if I hesitate from here, my partner beats my elbow, hits a go behind, and now, I was attacking, now I'm, here on bottom, okay? So not what we're looking for. So soon as I find myself here in this spot, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a little bit of height, so I build up to my hands. Now, I wanna have some distance control, so I take my hand, the side of the hand that's being controlled by my partner, and I find my partner's hip. So if my partner goes to run around me now, I've got that nice distance control, I'm making this difficult. My partner tries to connect her hips to me for a guillotine, that's gonna be difficult as well because of this frame. Now, from here, right hand is connected, I'm gonna step my left leg up. Okay, since my left hand is on the floor, I typically like to wait until I get that left foot up. Now I can take my hand off the floor. Immediately, I'm gonna look to gain access to my partner's elbow. Now, when I grab my partner's elbow, I'm squeezing my fingers and thumb together, grabbing this elbow like I mean it. Now, I'm just gonna circle my way up to the feet, and I'm gonna look to circle my head back to the center, and a quick little elbow pass gets my partner out of position, and I'm ready to keep attacking from here, okay? So there's just a hip and elbow post escape, finishing with a nice elbow pass. I connect to my partner, I take a nice double leg, partner sprawls, puts me into a front head. From here, I get some height, and I find that hip right away. Now I can start building up, and I find my partner's elbow. Once I have the elbow, I circle up to the feet, drag my partner by, and I'm ready to keep attacking. Once again, connecting, looking for that double. Sprawl, here, circle out, we're ready to shoot again. So adding some more options here. I take a shot on my partner gives me a good sprawl, once again converts to a front headlock. Just like we did previously, we're gonna build some height, we're gonna find our partner's hip, we're gonna look to step up, we're gonna look to get back to this elbow. This time, however, you'll notice my partner has a hand on my chin. I'm gonna take this elbow and I'm gonna try to feed my partner's arm deeper than it was previously. This is gonna allow me to take my right arm over my partner's arm now and stack my hand on top of my first hand. And we're gonna go into a variant of an arm drag, often referred to as a short drag. Once I've got my 2-on-1, my original hand comes out, this hand is gonna start reaching for my partner's far waist. As that hand is reaching, watch how my head pummels from outside position to inside position, and I drag my partner forward. Now I'm up on top, chest to back, I beat my partner's elbow, I can lock hands, and I convert to a nice top turtle position. Once again, I'm here, I take a shot, partner sprawls, puts me in front head. I start building some height, I find the hip, build a little further, I get to my partner's elbow. This time, I want to feed that arm in deep, I get my second hand on top. As my head is pummeling to the inside, I'm reaching for the far hip, and I get my partner's hands down to the floor. I want to beat that elbow so that both of my arms are behind my partner's elbows. Now I'm safe to lock hands, and I'm controlling from top. A couple more times. Up on the feet, I take that shot. Building up here, feeding, dragging, coming out on top. Once again. All right, looking at another great option now from a fouled shot. I connect to my partner, I take that double leg, my partner once again converts to a front headlock, okay? Now, this time from here, I want to get right back to my wrestling-based attacks. We're going to look at a technique that's called a peek out, okay? One of my favorites from this spot. Now, we're going to look at attacking both to the elbow side, the side that my partner has my elbow controlled, and the chin side, the side that my partner has my chin controlled. So from here, I'm going to use this grip on my elbow against my partner. I'm once again just going to start building height, although this time I'm typically just going to build up to one side like so. So if my partner's controlling my right elbow will come off the floor and my right knee will come off the floor. Now, yes, my partner has a direct grip on my elbow, but I have an indirect grip on her hand because of this connection. So I'm going to use that indirect grip to throw my partner's hand past me as I sit to my left hip and I bring my head a little bit high, just like so. Now from this spot, first attack, I just connect my ear to my partner's back so it's hard for my partner to put in a whizzer. Now from here with this pressure, I reach for the far hip, I come up, I'm behind my partner's elbows, and I'm on top just like before. So we're here, we take that shot, partner sprawls, puts us here. We just build a bit of height, flare our partner by. Now, if we can get to the back, that's awesome. In my experience, most of the time, your partner's going to look to square up. Now we just change back to our double, and we can once again shelf our partner's legs. So once again, I connect to my partner, I take that shot, partner sprawls out. Throw those arms past us, and we get right back to all these nice finishes. Okay? Now the chin side. I'm here, I get my connection, I take my shot, partner puts me in a front head. Now, one critique of this attack is that as I start grabbing my partner's elbow, which I'm going to do now, is if I throw myself too far out of position, my partner can get to an underhook. And now this puts me in a bit of a compromised position where I'm probably going to have to scramble, and at best I'll end up neutral, might even end up on bottom. So, in my experience teaching this technique, I feel like people put too much emphasis on throwing their head back. In my experience, it's just not all that important. I just focus on getting outside of my partner's hips. Partner's hips are her last line of defense. Just want to get outside of that space. So, yes, I am going to throw my partner's hand back, but really, I just need this little quarter turn. Again, if I can throw my ear to the back, come up to top turtle, amazing. I count on my partner being able to square up to me to some degree, okay? So from here, I find that elbow. As I flick it by, I'm just ready to once again change off to that double leg. Now, once again, we connect to our partner, take a shot, partner sprawls. Maybe from here, I go to the elbow side, my partner circles with me. I go to the chin side, partner circles with me. So now I'm going to build some height, and I'm going to 4-point. I'm going to do this to pull my partner into me, dive under, and I get right back to a nice finish. That one again. I'm here, I take that shot. Partner sprawls. 4-point. And we get to a nice finish. All right, we're going to look now at one of our most important transitions, and that's going to be from a fouled double leg to a single leg. Let's say we're back to the first scenario where I'm here, I'm playing this up-down dilemma, I'm back to the head, I'm here, I get my disconnect, I go blast double. From here, my partner turns her hips to the right to face the head, I just change off right to a nice single leg. Where from here, if I can take a big step forward,
I lift the leg. We're back to these back trips we talked about at the last seminar. If I feel my partner driving back into me, now I'm running the pipe, I can look to dump my partner to the mat. So right back to single leg system, right? So I'm here, level changing, blast double, I come up to that single, and now we're here, or we're here. Maybe I get back to my pull double. I'm here, I pull my partner in, partner gives me a good sprawl. As I feel that I'm losing the double leg, I disconnect from the far leg, but I'm gonna keep my partner's shin. So my partner goes to sprawl from here, and as long as that ankle is flared out, my partner's gonna have a tough time. Now, just like we talked about in the last seminar, outside leg comes up, knee to knee, I can convert backside and shelf the leg. Now I can change off to backside double leg, run my partner's hips down to the mat. So that one again. I'm here, I take that shot, partner sprawls. I just capture the high shin, outside leg comes up, I slide, I convert backside, and I change back off to a backside double leg. Now, same scenario, I take that shot, partner sprawls, I capture the shin. This time as I go to convert backside, my partner circles with me to square up. I'm just gonna throw my head across to the far side. Now this leg steps up, I do a knee slide, cut back, and now we're back here. Once again, double leg fails, I switch off to my single. I'm looking for backside, it's not there, head comes across, cut back, I finish up on top. Last example, here, partner sprawls. This time my partner stuffs the head and steps over. I get weight into my partner's hands, I post, I scrape, and now we're right back here. Once again, take that shot, capture that shin. Partner steps over, just pulling that weight back. We post on the knee, we pull, and we come out on top. So we get our connection to our partner again, we take that shot, our partner once again gives us a nice sprawl, and we once again capture our partner's shin for a single leg attack. This time, you know, I'm thinking about wrestling from here, but my partner's giving me a heavy sprawl, and I just feel like it's gonna be difficult to take my partner over from here. So right from here, I once again step that outside leg up, and I'm gonna think about sliding knee to knee. Now, from here, the more weight my partner puts into me, the more likely this knee is going to come off the floor, and I can pull my partner in right to a nice sort of low half guard here. Now, because I'm so low on the body, I have so much of my partner's weight over me. No reason I can't immediately just connect to my partner's hamstring, start bumping my partner's weight forward, and once again, chasing a backside situation. Just like we did previously, we'll change off to a backside double now, and we start driving our partner's hips down to the mat. Here again, take that shot, and I'm looking to capture the shin. From here, maybe I'm thinking about going backside, my partner circles. I'm thinking about that cutback, partner circles. You know, I need to make something happen here, so I step that outside leg up, I slide knee to knee, and I start pulling my partner in. We'll have a second shot now as we drive our partner's weight forward, convert once again to a nice backside finish. Once more. Up here on the feet, we connect to our partner, we take that shot, we switch off to our single leg grip. Single leg finish feels difficult, so I just go outside leg up, I slide knee to knee, and I start to pull my partner into a nice half guard position. A pretty low half guard position, so I'm able to drive my partner's weight forward, convert backside, and once again, get those hips to the mat. All right. Let's look at one final transition. We're gonna go from failed double leg into Ashi Garami now. So we're gonna look at a few different examples from here. So from here, I square up to my partner. I get in on my shot, but from here I start to feel resistance with a sprawl. So my partner turns to face the head, and I'm here and I feel like maybe I'm losing this double leg. Now, I've got some weight on this right knee. I would love to cut to my right, but I'm feeling too much pressure in this way. So from here, I'm just gonna look to collapse to my far hip, my left hip in this case, and my right foot is gonna look for a butterfly hook. Just like so.
As I land in this position, I can immediately start to reap across and start to expose my partner's heel for a nice outside heel hook. I'm here looking to attack with a double leg. From here, I feel my partner go to sprawl, so I just collapse to a far hip, and I shoot through to this position. From here, I'm able to reap across, come through, switch to my reverse figure 4. We get a nice finish. My partner squares back up. We frame, Achilles grip. We put in a butterfly hook. We start to take weight off of us once again. Where once again, I can look to reap and get back to this first finish. Alternatively, I can throw this leg over the top, and I can switch to butterfly Ashi, get Achilles lock finishes here. Maybe I'm attacking from a seated guard, okay? I can go back to this arm drag. My partner goes to pull away, and I let this carry me back up to this position. Maybe this time I'm unable to even drive the knee down to the floor. As my partner goes to sprawl from here, no problem. We use a similar style of attack. And now we're here, we can adjust that grip and get a finish. And of course, we take that shot again. Partner gives us a good sprawl. We capture the shin. Just like we looked at the single leg seminar. I get step my outside leg up, knee to knee, and shin to shin. From here too, I can pull my partner's weight forward, shoot through to a nice Ashi Garami. And now we have attacks on this opposite leg. Once more from the feet. A good sprawl on this one. All right, this will be our final transition for today. Failed double leg into Ashi Garami. Let's give it a shot on 2, 1, 2. Right. So starting on our feet, we began with this idea of like an up-down dilemma, where I'm here, I'm reaching, I'm level changing. What I'm looking for is a disconnection. If my partner's doing a good job following me head to head, maybe not the time to shoot. I want to invest a little more in the head. Now I feel I'm able to get this disconnection. I go back to the head, boom, and now I get to my blast double. From here, if I'm able to run my partner straight back, great. We break the balance, get a nice finish. As we make that disconnect happen, if I feel my partner turn away from my head, head comes to the outside, we shuffle across now, and we finish on the ground with a more traditional double leg. As I make that connection, my partner turns the other way. I convert to a knee pick now. I drive my partner's knees away, and I look to steal this near side underhook. When shooting with my head to the outside, I generally like to make a connection, so I'm closer to my partner. I generally prefer to be able to pull my partner in, okay? Either first with this connect to disconnect game, I push away, I go back in, I get my partner used to this pattern, and now we're in. From here, I pivot, I come up to the feet, run my partner down, I get to a nice finish. Alternatively, make this connection. As I'm pushing, I get a push back. Okay? As I feel that push back, I just pull and I connect to my partner's hips. Where from here, again, if we can get up to our feet, great. If my partner sprawls with squared hips, I just hit a nice cutback and I finish down here. Where again, I can shelf the legs, I can ride the legs. If my partner's legs are wider, I can turk the legs, etc. As I make this nice connection, I pull in, I get back to my double. My partner staggers her hips. It's going to be hard to hit a cutback now. So instead, we dump, we hop across, and we get right back here. I can apply similar attacks from bottom. So from a seated guard, let's say my partner's down on 2 knees. We talked about the idea that so much of our seated guard game is contingent on pulling motions. We want to have some attacks based on a push as well. So maybe I start with a nice pull, I get a pull back. As I feel that pull back, I flare my legs to the outside, I crash my partner's hips, and I come up with a nice double leg. From this same scenario, I feel my partner stand up to build up and start moving away to break the grip. As my partner pulls away, I can allow this to pull me in, and now we're right back here. Where again, my partner sprawls. Maybe from here we hit that cut back. Maybe we ride, etc. When I have a standing opponent,
maybe she breaks my grip, a little more distance, I'll often go right back to that blast double, run my partner down from here, okay? We also looked at the idea of a low double leg. So I'm able to make this connection and draw my partner's left leg in. Now as I get this nice angle, I'm just gonna level change down. I go head inside the knee, I grip my partner's ankle, and I reach for the second knee. Now from here, I open my partner's knee to get the hips to the mat. I look to hop across. As my partner goes to build up, I lock in, and I get a nice finish from here. We looked at this same idea out of guards like shin to shin. From here, I get shin to shin. I pitch down to the side. I cover my partner's foot. My head inside the knee. I get those hips to the mat, hop across. As my partner goes to build up, we attack with that double. We put our partner back down. As a third example, we saw we can also apply this technique from De La Riva. From De La Riva, my partner steps over the leg, engage a butterfly hook, we find that ankle, we get hands to the floor. Now we just pendulum up, right back to the same scenario. We come out on top. Now, regardless of the situation, as we take our shot, very often from here, our partner is going to sprawl, flatten us out, and convert to a front headlock. From here, we looked at some basic escapes. We can build up, find the hip, find the elbow, circle our head to the inside, and elbow pass. As our partner sprawls, we find the hip, we find the elbow. If we can drag that elbow in deep, now we can take our second hand over, head comes to the inside, we beat the elbows, we come out on top. Right from here, we looked at the idea of attacking a peek out on the elbow side and the chin side. On the elbow side, I step up, I flare, I get to my finish. On the chin side, I step up, I grab the elbow, I knee slot, and I get to my finish. As my partner once again sprawls, if I'm able to capture high on the shin, now I can step that leg up. You can go ahead and keep it down for a moment. I can step that outside leg up, slide, look for backside. Now we can shelf and get to a backside double. Same scenario. I go to convert backside. My partner squares up with me. Head comes across to the far side. Hit a nice cut back. We finish on top. That same spot, my partner stuffs the head, makes the mistake of sitting over. Now we get weight into our partner's hands. We post, flare across, and we finish right here. If I'm unable to complete a takedown based attack here, it's a good idea to just pull my partner into a half guard scenario. And if we're low on this half guard, this is a great time. Just bump our partner's weight forward, get back to backside, and get back to wrestling from here. Finally, we looked at the idea of converting from a failed double leg into a successful Ashi Garami. Either on the feet, whereas I'm here, my partner staggers the hips to sprawl, just drop down, and we come right through here. Or maybe from a seated guard, my partner pulls me up, we get back here, same idea, and we end up here with a nice Ashi Garami. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. We'll open up for questions now.
Than the second one.
Okay.
Is there a way you would use one, or a situation where you would use one and use the other?
Perfect question. Blast double leg, pros and cons. Maybe biggest pro in a submission grappling context is there's no guillotine. Head in the center, there's no guillotine, right? So if I'm here like this, all I have to do, I just run my partner down. I don't have to worry about guillotine. So much of guillotine defense is contingent on the idea of bringing our head back to the center. If we start with our head on the center, we won't have to worry about guillotine. So for that reason, you know, a lot of people favor blast double legs. Cons of a blast double. The number one con I would say is it is a little uncomfortable on the neck, depending on how strong your neck is and how big your opponent is. If you feel like it's putting pressure on your neck, what I would say is start closer to your partner. If I'm way out here, I drive with all this momentum and my partner like drives forward, yeah, maybe we hurt our neck here. If I'm not too far away, even if there's resistance here, it's at least not, you know, I haven't gathered too much momentum at that point, so I feel like it's a little bit safer. Now, the double-edged sword of that is my favorite time to attack with blast double is actually at distance for this reason. I really don't like to be like just way out here like this and just shoot my head to the outside. The guillotine's a bigger problem than it otherwise would be, okay? If you notice, when we connected to our partner, especially when we pulled our partner in, watch what happens to Savannah's posture here. This is where I want my partner. She goes to guillotine now. Look at all her weight. It's too far forward. Again, if my partner is just waiting for this shot and I shoot at distance, now all of a sudden we're dealing with that guillotine, okay? But if I'm pulling my partner's weight over mine, no guillotine happening now.
Do you find that in the MMA setting that the outside double, since they're already higher,
Yeah.
and the knees and the front strike, that would make more sense than the blast double?
Head to outside I would say is safest.
Okay.
Now in MMA, because my partner is much more, let's say orthodox versus orthodox, because my partner is much more upright here, I don't typically drive down to this position. The purpose of driving down to this position for the most part is to get under my partner's defense. If my partner's defense is way up here, and I really want to crash into my partner's hips with my shoulder. So you guys have seen, you know, for our MMA system, you know, we try to come down to positions like this. Now we can threaten to dump, and as my partner goes to defend, now we're flaring across, and we get to finishes here. So that's typically the way I like to do it for MMA. Great question.
When we're drilling, or in any kind of wrestling takedown, do you recommend that we drill like our dominant leg forward all the time, or like should we get equally comfortable?
Fantastic question. I am big on the idea of doing both sides for wrestling in particular. So certain things in grappling, you don't necessarily have to be great at both sides. So front headlock comes to mind. Okay, if I'm on top in front headlock, let's say Savannah's like in bottom position. Let's say I favor right-handed guillotine, but I end up here with my left hand. It is such an easy conversion to switch to this side that, you know, I don't have to be an expert on the other side. I should be, you know, I should have a serviceable guillotine on both sides, but if I favor one, well, I pretty much have access to that for the most part, so that's okay. Passing, you're gonna have options that you favor on one side versus the other side. That's perfectly fine. Things like pin escapes, where sometimes you're gonna be in side control on this side, sometimes you're gonna be in side control on that side. You've gotta be good at both sides, right? Sometimes in mount, they cross face you on one side, you're not gonna be able to escape to that side. You've gotta have escapes on both sides. Wrestling takedowns, at a minimum, I would say you wanna have some attacks against right leg lead and some attacks against a left leg lead. Great place to start. I've got doubles against a right leg lead, singles against a left leg lead. I can't control necessarily which stance my partner takes, so I have to be able to attack both legs. And if I prefer one attack on one leg, one on the other, that's perfectly fine, okay? It would be even better, however, if I can do all my attacks on both sides. So single leg is a good example of this. I'll often fake side to side. So I'll do all sorts of things where, you know, I'm here like this. I start like looking for like a high crotch takedown on Savannah's right leg. She goes to kick it back, and now I'm, you know, switching legs as an example, right? Maybe my partner takes a left-hand collar tie on me. Okay, I flare. I'm looking for a sweep single as she takes the leg away. Maybe now I'm converting back to the other side. I would say your goal long-term should be to be pretty competent with both leg leads. I definitely shoot with my left leg forward all the time. But at a minimum, you want to be able to attack both sides from at least one stance.